could you? How could you, Jack?
I'm sorry, I couldn't help it.
Cut! That was horrible! Who wrote the script?
Welcome to the movie show! Active FM.
What's up?
Hey.
This is the movie show.
On Active FM.
I am Sash.
And you guys all know what my name is. Say it together. 1, 2, 3. Right.
None of us appreciate the fact that you didn't introduce yourself, right?
I'm sorry, I'm a creative. So I'd like to start the show the same way that we do every week. Watch this. Watch. 1, 2, 3. What's up? Okay, Sashi does not agree with what I'm saying.
It's
Sashi, shame on you.
It's like people love it when you it's your intro, and they like your intro because then they know where they are.
So what exactly is our intro?
It's what's up? This is Sash, and this is Ryan, and you're listening to On Active FM.
Okay, all right, let's start that again. All right, cut. Okay, here we go.
3, 2,
2,
1.
1.
What's up?
What's up?
I'm Sash.
And I'm Ryan.
And this is the movie show.
On Active FM. And fabulous show coming up
Yes.
this week. We have something completely different. Something I don't think we've done before,
We
right?
haven't done this before.
Exactly, so it's really exciting. You want to listen to this show because this is the show where things like this happen.
Yes. And to kick it right off, so there is a question that me and Ryan and I often get asked, and I think it's because we do the movie show. And honestly, I hate this question because I don't know the answer to this question ever. I don't have an answer. And I know, Ryan, you feel the same, right?
Absolutely. You just keep going. That's it. We were pouring our hearts out right
Yes.
now to people. Yes.
So the question that we often get asked is, what is your favorite movie?
What?
What is your favorite movie?
My favorite movie.
And that's a very hard question because I don't have a specific one favorite. Like, I have a list of favorite movies.
Maybe in categories. If you
Yeah.
categorize it.
And there was a reason why I liked it. But then there's also...
Exactly.
So what we decided was we would ask you guys to help us find maybe a favorite movie. So at the end of the show, we'll decide, have we found a favorite?
All right, I'm up. From my side, we wanted to get back at you, so we wanted to ask you what your favorite movie was and see you sweat and be like, favorite movie, what, like this year or last year? Or, hang on, I need a break. Someone give me some coffee. This is a difficult question.
I actually asked this question on Instagram, and Naomi replied, and she said, sure, at least if you said favorite movie per year, this is hard. So Naomi feels us.
Exactly.
She really does feel us. Can I tell you a funny story, though, before we start? So on Instagram, before Instagram, we did ask people to send in voice notes so that they could let us know. And we're actually going to be playing a whole bunch of voice notes on the show where you guys basically responded and said, this is my favorite movie. But on Instagram, I asked the question on my story, what is your favorite movie of all time? But being the brilliant speller that I am, I by mistake made a typo. And instead of asking, what is your favorite movie of all time, I asked, what is your favorite move of all time?
It's when I hit my leg through this
Right. So some people were gracious enough, to get what I was trying to say, and they responded. Thank you to all those people. But someone responded, and it was Sandra, and she's from All Things Girl. I don't think that's her DJ name. I can't remember it now. It's DJ Peaches, I think. I apologize, Sandra. I do. But she replied to me and asked me, did you mean movie or did you mean move? So I was like, oh, flip. So I laughed and then corrected myself. But then she replied to me and said, my favorite move is walking to the fridge. And I
Brilliant.
cannot agree more, right?
No, I have to disagree. My favorite move is walking to my lounge with my food.
Oh, okay. I agree with her. I think my favorite move is walking to the fridge. No, my favorite move is walking into the sweet section in a store.
Who out there, when they're doing the move to the fridge? Because it's an exciting,
Right.
exciting, do they hum a song? Let's see what's in the fridge.
You know what's the worst? When you open the fridge and there's nothing.
You got some bologna over here, cheese over here. Don't touch that. I'm just going to taste some of that. It's so good. I'll have some of this, some of that. Stack my plate up. Close the fridge.
With your foot.
With your foot. Thank you very much. And you walk away. Then someone comes around.
So back to favorite movies of all time. We've got about 17 or 18 people that have sent in voice notes, and this is going to be very interesting. Everyone's
Can I
got
just say thank you very much for
Yes.
your response. That
Yes.
was super fantastic. I think everybody loves movies, so that's why it's just like ooh, 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 ooh. And I think a lot of them were recent, weren't they?
some of them were. I think some of them went for like golden oldies. Because, there's just that one movie that came out 10 years
And
ago that is
stuck
so
out for them.
good. Yeah.
I cannot relate to that, by the way.
Serious?
Movie, like a long time ago that stuck out. Like most-
Shawshank Redemption was a very good movie, and that was made a long time
But I
ago.
enjoyed Avengers.
See, that's the difficult part about saying your favorite movie of all time.
Exactly.
Because it's like, okay, anyway. So the first voice note that we are going to be listening to is from a lovely lady called Taryn, and this is what she has to say.
My favorite movie is Mamma Mia because the songs are really catchy and it's a really happy movie and it always puts you in a good mood when you watch it.
And there we
Mamma
go.
Mia. I don't think I've watched it.
Have you not watched it?
I don't think I've watched it.
There's
no.
actually two that have come out, eh? There's Mamma Mia, and then
Yes.
there's Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again.
Wait, I get it. Here we go again. Okay.
that was a good play on
Alright.
words there.
I'll give it in for the name. Yes, brilliant. The second one again.
But I like how she just spoke about the fact that she feels good after watching it. And a lot, like on the movie show, we've often spoken about what do people like when watching a movie, and it's how the movie made them feel. Like what was the experience that they had. Ryan, I don't know. Would you like it? It's a musical, but they bring in like all the old hits and stuff like that.
I believe it's based on what is that band's name?
ABBA.
It's ABBA. That's right.
Yes.
I think that was 70s, wasn't it?
Sure.
60s or
Somewhere there.
70s, 70s.
Ryan, you're older than me.
70s or
You should
80s.
know these things.
Well, it's
Just
like-
saying.
I wasn't even born around that time. Anyway, I'm not a fan of musicals. I have sort of had glimpse of it, and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna go play something on my computer.
But
now.
wasn't there one musical that you said wasn't bad? Why do I
Because it
remember
wasn't-
something like
yes,
that?
because it was.
Which movie was that?
We are talking about the movie with
Was it The Greatest Showman?
yes, the Great
Was it
Showman.
that one?
Yes.
So you wouldn't even give this one a try. You never know. Your wife.
I've had
Sure.
a glimpse of it, yeah, because my parents-in-law are huge ABBA fans,
Oh.
and so I've sort of seen. I'm just like, nah, it's fine. It's all good. Thank you.
Wow. Okay,
Uh,
but let's just put it out there. Ryan is a complete hater of romantic movies, right?
Romantic movies and musicals, just because I can't stand them breaking out in song in like every scene about what's just happened, and they're dancing on desks and kicking things around, and suddenly.
But some musicals, the choreography is like. Have you ever seen the opening sequence of La La Land? Oh my goodness! That it's a continuous shot. The whole thing's one continuous
Okay.
shot. You must just go watch the opening.
I'm gonna go watch La La Land, and I'll
That
report
one
back
w-
on this
okay.
assignment. Yes.
Okay, there we go. Because sometimes the choreography, I personally haven't watched Mamma Mia. I've seen a few things on it, and like behind the scenes and stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure that the choreography is good.
You know what it is? I'm just thinking about it now. The thing that I don't like about musicals is it's a bit like I like drama. I like something to pull me, that must drag me in, like immediately, and I'm just be like, oh my gosh, what's about to happen? And not like romance. Oh no, is he gonna break up with her? Oh no, is Jack gonna find out or whatever? It's nothing like that. I just like I think I'm just an action, skit, skop and doodmaak.
Please translate
of-
for all
yes.
our international listeners.
Kick, shoot, kick, and dead make.
Dead-
That's a direct translation. All Afrikaans fans are gonna be like, oh, yeah, no, that's the boer, okay, I'm gonna translation. Yeah, no, real farmer. That's a direct translation, by the way. But I think I'm just an action junkie. That's what I am.
Yeah.
Just a real drama
He's a guy.
head. Yeah,
He's
definitely.
a guy. That's
The minute the car's flipping and these gunshots go, I'm like,
what happens if while they
Whoa.
were singing, the car flipped and blew up?
no, because nobody sings while the car's blown up. You understand? I think that's why it just I think we've had a movie before. Where I was just like, that doesn't happen. I think it was 2 movies ago. Charlie's Angels.
Okay,
There
yeah.
was just a slight irritation for me because it was a little bit like, is it not? I wouldn't say fantasy because I do enjoy certain fantasy movies, but yeah.
Okay, next up we have a voice note from Isabella, and this is what she has to say.
My favorite movie is probably Pride and Prejudice, just for a number of reasons. First of all, the story itself is so good, and it's so nice to watch because it's a romance, and the characters are so cute. And then, there's everything is just so good. The acting is so good, the cinematography is so good, the costume is so good, the places are just so pretty. The music is really nice. And then also what I also really like is that it's a movie that you can watch over and over again, because there's like hidden narratives almost that aren't spoken but that you can see, and like extra details that you never noticed in the first place. And so that's probably what makes it my favorite movie.
You see, that movie was a bit more realistic, and she was talking about how certain things got her. It wasn't a bit...
Although Pride and
yeah.
Prejudice, I do remember that. My sister actually had to watch it for an English assignment. And so I, jumped on the bandwagon, because if someone's watching a movie,
Why not?
yeah. And I remember I did enjoy it as well. It's obviously it's based on a Jane Austen book. Do you know who that is, Ryan?
Rings a bell, seen the name somewhere.
She also wrote Sense and Sensibility. She's written a couple of... It's all those romance,
It's going further off now.
back in the day. Okay, never mind.
Don't know what you're talking about.
But the music, I do remember. She commented on the music. I agree. I remember the music. It was a lot of like orchestral, specifically like piano pieces. And I'm a pianist. And I remember there was one called Liz at the Top of the World, which was beautiful. In fact, I still learned how
Rings
to
a
play
bell.
that piece.
Yeah.
I should probably pick it up again.
Oh,
Wonder
there's
if
a
I'd
piano
remember
over
it.
there, so
Right.
please play it for me.
No.
Pass me your mic.
All right, moving on to our next voice note. Our next voice note comes from Danielle, and this is what she has to say.
My favorite movie. Wow, now that's a question. I love movies, so to try to choose a favorite movie, that's difficult. I mean, if I had to mention all my favorite movies, I think we would be here for about a week. Actually, in fact, I have a lot of favorite movies, and how I organize them is in genre, and then I have like my top 5 per genre. So my top 5 action, my top 5 romance, my top 5 mystery, my top 5 adventure, just examples. And then favorite movies within movie franchises, like a favorite Disney and a favorite Marvel and a favorite Star Wars, etc., etc. However, I'm going to speak about my favorite movie that I don't feel a lot of people have watched, to make this a little bit more interesting. So my favorite movie that I'll be talking about is a movie called Clue. Now, if you have played the board game Cluedo, then, well, you will actually know the characters in the movie, because the movie Clue is based on the board game. So each of the characters is like Colonel Mustard, Mrs. White, Dr. Green, Professor Plum, which are all characters in the board game, which I used to adore playing as a child. The movie, it's quite an old movie, and the only actor that I know that's quite big is, or the only one I ever remember, is Tim Curry. And basically the movie takes place in a mansion, and people all keep getting murdered. And the reason why I absolutely love this movie is first of all, it's like a childhood thing. I absolutely love it, and it brings back so many memories. But the humor is hysterical. I remember I watched it with my dad for the first time. I remember laughing my socks off. Like, it is so funny. It's one of those parody movies where it's just stupid comedy, but it's so good. And then the thing that makes this movie so different is its ending. So if you play the board game Cluedo, you know that every time the game has a different ending, depending on which cards get picked to be the murderer, the weapon, and the broom. So basically, what happens is, when this movie was in cinemas, depending on the cinema you went to, you got a different ending. So you could, let's say, go to the Glen and get ending A, and then go to Sandton and get ending B, which I thought was such a clever idea. now obviously when you watch it online they show all of the endings, but I thought that was such a clever thing to do. So that is why it is one of my favorite movies, and I think more people should watch it because it's actually amazing. So yes, that is my favorite movie that I've decided to share with you today.
That is so cool.
Well, now that sounds about someone like us.
Right? She gets us. Thank you, Danny. You get us. But I haven't watched this movie. I don't know. Have you watched this movie, Rod?
Nope.
But I actually wanted to go and watch it because that is so cool. That's almost like, so a couple of shows back, we did a Netflix original, which was called, what was that thing called again? Oh my goodness. It was an interactive film on Netflix. And then basically you choose, you choose
Black
what's going to
Mirror or
happen.
something like
yes,
that.
Black Mirror. Ah, it was called The Game. What was that game called? Bandersnatch. Yes, there we go.
Bandersnatch.
And basically, me and Ryan both did it together, but we both got different endings. So it's actually it's something probably like that. But that is very cool. Have you played the game Cluedo? Yes.
No.
No.
Nope.
That is disgusting.
Right, moving right along there.
All right. Next up, we have a voice note from Dacier, and this is what he has to say.
Hi, my name is Dacier. My favorite movie of all times is Ready Player One. Why? Because it's a nice movie. It also shows us how gaming is gonna be in 4D, and the experience is awesome. If you have to watch it for yourself, you won't understand why I say so. Peace.
Peace. Yes, I agree with him. That is on my actual favorite movie list. Ready Player One is there. Yes. Ryan?
Well,
It was on even our quarantine movie list.
I was just about to say, it's on that list, and we have done and I think
Review, yeah.
I have watched it more than once.
Oh,
as
I
well.
love that movie.
It
We
was
watched
so
it recently.
brilliantly done, and there was some VFX, like visual effects, that
Yeah.
was done in there that was absolutely fascinating. There's the one scene where they actually literally, and if you've watched the movie, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But there's the one shot where you go into a library and you can go back in time on a specific
Yeah.
scene, right?
Yeah.
And the way that it was shot was quite technical, but really, really
Yeah, it was
brilliantly.
really cool.
Never thought about. I don't think it's been done. Well, it probably has been done before, but
not like that.
Not like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very awesome.
Very good film. All right, next
By
up.
Steven Spielberg. Did we
Yes.
mention that? It's a Steven
Steven
Spielberg movie.
For me personally,
Yes.
one of his best films, and I mean Steven Spielberg is amazing. So next up we have from Nolene, also known as Nolzy Lee, and this is what she has to say.
This is Nolzy Lee from Philosophically Poetic. My favorite movie of all times. Oh, wow. I don't watch movies that much anymore. But back then, when I used to watch movies, my favorite movie of all time was Colombiana, because I liked Zoe Saldana and I loved how gangster she was in that movie. I was just like, yes, that's me. Pictured myself in that role. I was like, let's go, let's go, let's go. And then I remember also really, really liking The Great Gatsby. I liked the storyline. I don't know how I would like it now if I had to watch it again, but I remember loving those two movies.
Okay, I have a question. Why would you not watch movies anymore?
Right. So we'll just ignore her stuff.
Shame!
I don't even know this lady.
You are lying right now,
Okay,
right?
I do know her. I do know her.
Ah, shame. But thank you for the input. But you need to go watch more movies, Nolene. Like, seriously, we are challenging you to do the
Nolene?
movie quarantine list.
Your life would get so much more better.
All right, next up, we have Oluchi. This is what she has to say.
Favorite movie of all time, Shock Boy and Lover Girl. The one, the only best movie. You cannot go wrong with that movie. That movie is legend and will forever be there. Yeah.
What movie was that?
Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Shark Boy.
And Lava Girl. I personally
Shark Boy.
have never watched this film. I know about it, but I haven't ever watched it.
Okay.
You know what I think it is? I think, Oluchi, if I'm wrong, you can, just say you're so wrong. But I think it's as a child, because it is more of like a childlike film.
Yeah, and a 3D movie. You know what this reminds me of? I don't know the film, so let's move right along. I forgot the film's name. Spy Kids. I think it's Spy Kids.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I haven't watched the movie, so I'm making
probably
this.
like that,
I'm
yeah.
making this based on basically the graphics, the poster.
Yeah.
But it looks similar to that.
But she probably watched it when she was younger and absolutely loved it, and it's just it's grown up to be an all-time favorite. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure we all have a movie like
Yeah.
that when we were a kid. We just watched it over and over and over.
Aladdin.
Funny fact, my sister watched The Lion King so much that my mom could like literally recite it word for word.
Yep.
All right, next up we have one from Grace. This is what she has to say.
I don't know if this still counts, but my favorite movie of all time is The Mummy from 1999 with Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz, and Arnold Vosloo. Well, it's because I also watched it recently, so it's the only option that popped in my head, but I love that movie a lot. Watched it a lot as a child. Even though children shouldn't be watching such movies. I love that movie.
Thank you very much for that one.
That is deep. That
I
is
will
gangster.
definitely not watch that with my kids.
No, Ryan watched which movie? Jurassic World with his 2-year-old at the time, I think.
Yeah.
And then halfway through the film, he was like, maybe I shouldn't be watching this with you.
I every time my son goes to sleep now, I recite the verse Joshua 1 verse 9 to him, and it's about courageous. So
Okay,
don't
just in
worry,
case.
he's doing
He's
fine.
good.
He's doing brilliant. In fact, whenever he sees big dogs, he's the one to go. "Roar!" So I've
okay.
made him brave and courageous.
There we
yes.
go. All right, next up we have Kenny.
This was a hard one. But my favorite movie is, I think, Interstellar. Okay, one of my favorite movies is Interstellar. I just love the way they showed the whole space adventure thing. I like how in that whole adventure they were showing many theories about space, like how gravity works and how gravity slows down aging and black holes and stuff. And it was really, really, really good movie all around. It kept me on my feet, and I really, really enjoy the movie.
Interstellar.
Can I say about Interstellar? All right. So obviously now we know Kenny personally, and Kenny, I'm sure he did. He probably enjoyed understanding exactly what was going on. I watched that movie, not understanding most of the details, and I do want to understand it, but it's just the movie just keeps it goes, and eventually you're just like, wait, I don't know why he is in that weird dimension type of thing, and then it ended, and you're just like, oh.
I must be honest, I also didn't understand a lot of it, but I still did enjoy it. But it did have Matthew McConaughey in it.
That's right.
If you don't know why we're laughing, go listen to our previous show, The Gentleman, and you will understand.
Yep.
All right, next up, we have a voice note from someone very special to Ryan's heart, and this is what she has to say.
Drum roll, please. Continue.
This is Denise, Ryan's wife from Robertsham, Johannesburg, South Africa. And I think that The Avengers is the greatest movie on the face of the planet because Thor is in it, and Thor is the greatest hero with long hair, and he's funny. That's the best part. My husband's funny, so he's funny too. I like that.
Okay.
Wow.
Some tension, Ryan. You might need to go blonde there,
Well,
Ever thought?
no,
You were blonde at one point, actually.
Yes.
When
that's
she
right.
met you, weren't you blonde?
Yes, that's right. That's
And you had
absolute-
long hair.
And long hair, yes.
We have a
In
trend
fact,
here, ladies and gentlemen.
Thor reminds her of me.
Oh, not you remind her of Thor.
No. No, not at all.
What about Fat Thor, Ryan?
Upcoming.
All right. Next up, we have one from Cabello. This is what he's got to say.
Pulp Fiction.
And there you have
Full
it.
stop.
Straight to the point.
That was a Pulp
Pulp
Fiction.
Fiction.
Wasn't that with, what is his name?
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes,
yeah,
that's right.
With
Absolutely.
that crazy fight. Wasn't there a crazy fight scene in it?
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there was some clever camera work
Yeah.
and stuff done in there as well. Yeah, very good.
Pulp
Cool.
Fiction. All right. Next up, we have Angelique.
Hey, beautiful Sash. My favorite movie at the moment is the new Dr. Dolittle.
Okay, first of all, can we just say thank you very much, Angie? Ryan's like, not
Both
here.
getting complimented, yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
And she liked the new Dr. Dolittle, which for me, we watched it and enjoyed it. I think we were expecting more from it. So we were slightly
I
disappointed.
was just really amazed by Robert Downey Jr.'s
accent. Yes,
very well
he did
done.
it very well. Yeah, but he's a good actor. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. is one of the
Yes.
best out there. So, yeah. Next up, we have Liet, and this is her favorite movie.
Okay, so my favorite movie is Batman: The Dark Knight Rises.
Ta-da!
Who was the actor in Dark Knight Rises? Do you know?
Wasn't that with Heath Ledger?
No, that was just The Dark Knight.
Oh. Then, okay, I stand to be corrected. I'm not that clued up with all the Batman films.
Because like every Batman.
Do you know the new Batman is what's his name now? Patrick. Oh, flip it! I forgot his name. He was in Twilight. What's his name? Do you know what I'm talking about? He's the new Batman.
Show me the face. I'll tell you.
All right, Ryan's checking who was the Batman.
The Batman was Christian Bale.
Oh yes,
Boom.
and we recently did a show on Ford versus Ferrari, who has Christian Bale in it.
I would love to watch that now.
Just because Christian Bale's in it.
I haven't seen it.
And who was the yes, Tom Hardy was the
Yes.
antagonist. I actually remember that.
Yes.
We actually watched this movie in cinemas.
You watched this movie in cinemas.
We did. We watched this. I remember the opening
Awesome.
sequence on a plane.
I am going to watch this movie. Thank you very much. Oh, it's got Liam Neeson in as well.
Aha! And it's got Morgan Freeman and Michael Caine.
And Matthew, this dude over here, which I recognize him. I
So
think I
it's got-
recognize him. Yes.
Yes, I'm pretty sure you recognize him.
Yeah.
And Anne Hathaway. So it's got quite a good cast.
Boom.
That is Batman: The Dark Knight
Worth watching.
Rises. All right, next up we have Zoya.
Okay, so I have two favorite movies. It's Divergent and The Devil Wears Prada.
Haha!
I've watched one. The other one I heard in a song.
I've sort of watched The Devil Wears Prada. I know it's got Meryl Streep and Anne Hathaway in it. I don't think I've watched it fully though.
Is it?
Yes.
What is it? Sounds like a thriller.
No, it's about it's like a whole thing around fashion. So Meryl Streep's character, I stand to be corrected, but as far as I know, she's like this fashionista. Like the big fashion names
Is that
around
a
the
brand?
world. Prada, yes,
Ye-
Prada's
is it
a
a
fashion.
brand?
Yes, Prada's a fashion brand.
Okay, I'm
and
way
then
off.
Anne Hathaway becomes like her personal assistant.
Yes, and then what happens?
I don't know.
I think I might have seen this.
I think you have. I'm pretty sure you were at my house once when it was on.
And it was on, and she was.
Because my friend Boneka from The Mode loves The Devil Wears Prada, obviously, because she's on
I
The
might have
Mode.
watched it.
And I'm pretty sure she was watching it, and you came in probably for 2 seconds and then walked out.
No, I've seen quite a bit of it.
Okay, for
like
long.
she comes in as a job, and then
Yes.
she's almost like just a little bit. She's trying to fit into the job or
I
something
think
like
so.
that. Yes, I think
yeah.
I've seen it. now.
And then Divergent. Divergent was a good film. I remember enjoying the first one very much. They never ever do you know do you remember they never ever made the final? They were supposed to make the final one and it flopped, and they didn't.
Oh, that's
Do you
right.
remember?
Yes.
So they made 3 of them.
Wow.
There was supposed to be the 4th one. It was Allegiance, I think. Part 2 was supposed to come out, and they never did.
Sure.
But the first one, I remember, I did enjoy
Well,
Divergent.
it was good, yeah.
Right, while it lasted. All right, next up we have from Teresa, and this is her favorite movie.
Hi, so it's Teresa. And one of my favorite movies is The Proposal with Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds. And I just really love it because it's just really got some good humor, and it's just such a feel-good, happy movie. And it's a movie that you can watch over and over again. Like, I don't know how many times I've watched it, but it's probably a lot.
All right, have you watched this movie, Ryan, The Proposal?
Yeah, no, I haven't.
Serious?
No.
Okay, I have watched. The only thing that I'd say is not good about this movie, there was a bit of a nude scene in it at one point, so we had to, scramble for the remote to switch it off.
I know that feeling.
Right. But the humor
Hopefully.
was very good. But I mean, it's got Ryan Reynolds in it and Sandra Bullock. So also, they both often,
Ryan,
This was Ryan. You do know this movie. We once used it in a promo. It's where he tells her to shut up at the end, and then he tells her how much he loves her.
No, didn't watch that.
But do you know which one I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
So that one was quite. But it's another romance movie. Obviously, Ryan wouldn't have watched it because Ryan is not one for
I was in the movie.
romance. Right. All right. Next up, we have from David.
So my favorite movie is probably gonna be Avengers Endgame, and that's purely based on the fact that I've watched Marvel movies since I was very, very young. I've always been attracted to good films that produce good movies based on superhero fiction, and Avengers Endgame, in my opinion, was one of the best Avengers of the Avengers series. Even though it finished off the series, I still enjoyed it the most.
There you go.
What movie keeps people hanging for
For
a
a
whole
year.
year?
Yeah, no movie does that except for no. But Endgame, I was on Instagram and I follow a lot of like movie facts and movie trivia accounts. And on the ones they posted the first audience to watch. You know the scene where all the Avengers come back. You know Captain America standing there, and then I think it's Falcon says, "I'm on your left" or "I'm on your right," Cap over the earpieces, and then they all come out. You should have heard the crowd. And I know, like when we went to watch it in cinemas, the crowd. I've never heard a crowd react in a movie like ever.
Cheer, get up,
and they literally the person you sat next to, you didn't know them, but you were hugging them. Everyone was talking afterwards. Everyone was happy. It was like, so that was pretty cool.
Did you ever think back, like after? Did you ever think back to that, like, whoa, did they think I was?
Okay, no, I didn't hug someone. I'm just saying, like, I'm pretty sure that happened. I'm pretty, because like we were speaking to people that we didn't know.
We're so glad.
Yeah, but that one was pretty good. All right, next up we have a voice note from someone who is currently not in South Africa, and this is what she has to say.
Yep.
Hey, Sashi and Brian, it's AZ all the way from Down Under, aka Australia. My favourite movie is the recent one, Knives Out, and it's my favourite movie because it left me in suspense the whole time. And yes, I did have my suspicions as to who was the villain, but damn, I did not expect the ending, and it was so good, and I would 100% recommend everyone to watch it.
There you go.
We would agree with you.
We would agree with you.
From on top.
I don't think we're on top, right? I think we're more like center middle.
What makes Australia Down Under?
I don't know.
We're in the same hemisphere as them. So
we're center middle though.
I guess
but aren't they lower than us? Okay, why are we getting into a geography discussion? Me and you are both not good with geography, right?
They've got the same weather as us, so I assume
that we are both.
Everyone's Googling now.
But Knives Out was a very, very, very good film.
That as well.
That definitely
recommend. We agree with you 100%.
100%. All right, next up we have a voice note from Sipuhle. And just in case you're wondering, Sipuhle is actually an actress, and she is in our latest film. Well, she was actually in our previous film as well, Damascus, and in our current film that we're currently in production with, Amnesiacs. She's in it, and this is what she has to say.
Okay, so like I'm that person that never has a favorite movie. I always have like my top 3, and that top 3 changes every like 2 to 3 weeks. So yeah, bear with me. The first one would be All the Bright Places. That movie is really sad. Like it's beautiful and sad at the same time because of the message behind it. And second would be A Fall from Grace, and then third would be Knives Out. So yeah, that's my top 3.
I think Knives Out takes the
right 2 for Knives Out. Congratulations, Knives Out. I actually haven't watched those other 2 films.
I don't remember them,
but I'm interested.
I was absolutely like, you have a new week every week, but you too,
right?
You also, okay.
So what we've discovered is a lot of people feel like me and Ryan do.
Absolutely.
Right, where you can't choose a favorite movie. Like there's movies coming out literally every week, except now in quarantine when all the movies have been like postponed a year. But anyway, moving back to we've got one final voice note, and it is from Courtney.
Favorite movie is Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle, and the reason it's my favorite movie is because I really enjoy action comedy movies, and the combination of Dwayne Johnson, Kevin Hart, and Jack Black makes for a really funny movie with lots of jokes. And every time I've watched it, which is about 6 times, I've laughed at every punchline. I enjoy watching with my family as well, which is really nice. It's a nice family movie. It's a good family movie to watch together. And I really just love the story of it and how it also has got some action. So it's just got something for everyone. You know, the jokes and everything. So that's why I love it.
Jumanji, I agree.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games.
Wow. But Jumanji was good. I remember like not thinking much going into the cinema and then watching it and being like, oh, this movie's awesome. That one was pretty good.
Right. And then we thought much going to the second one.
Yeah. And the second one was just a little bit like drowned. Yeah. It wasn't, yeah. Nah. But the first one was very good.
Absolutely.
Yes. And then just quickly from Instagram. So Cynthia from the Politics and News Show says there are so many, but most recent are 1917 And
Absolutely.
Right.
Wait, hang on. 1917. Yes. Yes. And
yes,
yeah.
I think that's Ryan's current favorite movie.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Cinematography brilliant. Was the whole feel everything.
Ryan,
was
do you know
just like,
you never corrected me. Wait, no, wait.
Okay.
Wait, we have a bone to pick here. I posted this on Instagram. I don't know if you saw it. So Roger Deakins is the cinematographer, the DP. And on the Beautiful Movie Show, I, in my glorious state, said James Deacon.
I thought it was his second name or something.
Did Ryan correct me? No. I felt like an absolute toss listening to it, thinking, oh my goodness, all the movie people out there are like, what is this chick saying? And then
Roger James Deacon, isn't it?
I don't think it is.
Isn't it Roger? Come on, tell us, Roger. It's
So
Roger.
I just gave
James
Roger Deakins a second name. That's deep. Okay, anyway, back
Serious. For real, eh?
back to Cynthia. And then she says The Banker. Have you watched The Banker, Ryan? You must watch it. It's very good. It's with Samuel L. Jackson.
I think it's
and
the
Anthony
second
Mackie.
time someone's told me to watch it.
I think
yeah.
I was the first
Yes,
time as
yes,
well.
yes, I think so too. First
The
and
Banker's
second
also
time.
very good. Then we've got another Tammy. Well, her name, she's DJ Tim Tams, also from All Things Girls. She also says Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. So that's 2 for Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle.
Aw.
And then Tabile says The Pursuit of Happiness. And that was a good film. It was a good
Yes.
film. We actually watched it, I think last year we rewatched it, and it really was a good film. I thoroughly enjoyed it watching it again.
With Will Smith.
Yes,
Eh?
and Jaden Smith.
And the
Yeah.
son, yeah.
Yes. And then Kayla, my sister, says Stranger Things. And even though that's a film, I've got to agree. Stranger Things was awesome. It was amazing. And then her favorite film is 5 Feet Apart, which is a romance, which means Ryan's like, meh. But, you know what, Ryan? Some people like romance.
I don't.
Or for those people that enjoy, that love. Yeah.
What was the point of the movie?
Well, in this movie, they didn't make, spoiler
Happily
alert, they didn't make it
ever
through.
after.
Ryan, you should maybe watch this one. You know they don't get together in the end.
It's a good film. It's a really film.
You hater, you.
That is it's real, true life drama. Two people that love each other so desperately they cannot be together.
Well, in this case, they died. Well, they both were sick. Hence the name.
I'll probably leave there. So, how was the movie? It was,
That
a,
was
it was a
brilliant.
comedy. It was good.
Sis, Ryan. Yeah, and that is.
Can I just say, 1917 was so good, I couldn't watch it again. You might be like, what? But I'm telling you, because
Oh, I get
when I
what
was
you're saying.
watching it, I didn't know the ending.
Yeah.
So I was just stuck in there. I was glued in, seeing what the ending was. It's like telling a story. It's never as good as the first
time.
And so that's why I'm just like, I'm not watching. Look, I'm not saying I'm putting a hard, fast rule on it, but I'm just like, I'd like to keep it there. You know,
You know
I'm
what?
saying?
In like 5 years' time, you'll probably watch it again and enjoy it.
Most probably this year sometime.
Oh, never mind.
I'm just saying, it was so good. I want to keep it there.
No, it was a
I'll
very
keep
good
it there,
film.
Yeah.
Currently, my favorite film, I'd say of this year, okay, let's go with this because this is probably the easiest option. A film that was made this year would be between Ford versus Ferrari and The Gentleman. The reason The Gentleman disappointed me because of language. Otherwise, it was brilliant. I loved The Gentleman, but then Ford versus Ferrari. So those were like my top 2. See, I can't even stick to one. Like even when I'm like from this year,
You have to have a top
then
number,
I go
right?
to 2.
We can actually do a show on our top 10
10,
favorite
yeah,
movies.
No, definitely. So this has been your favorite movie of all time, actually, which
It's a
is
new
pretty
byline.
cool, right?
Active Fair Movie Show. It's about you.
Yeah, so thank you for all the people that sent in voice notes. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you for featuring on the movie show. It was an absolute... What is the pleasure? It was an absolute pleasure to
Yes.
hear from all of you. It was actually nice. Me and Ryan didn't do a lot of speaking.
I didn't do any research. I just sent stuff out. Voice
Just
notes.
ask people for like, hey, what's your favorite movie?
Yes.
Yeah, so we hope you enjoyed the show. We definitely enjoyed the show.
Oh, yeah.
It was something different.
yes.
And if you are wanting to know more about the movie show, we have exciting news, Ryan, don't we? We have very exciting news.
We have lots of exciting news.
Yes, but one in particular. So Active FM has a whole lot of social media sites that you can visit.
Yep.
So, for example, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Yes, we're even on TikTok. But we have quite exciting news. We are going to be starting the movie show. The movie show. Oh my goodness. Let me say that again. We are going to be starting the movie show Instagram page.
What?
Right? And so if you listened earlier on the show, there is a beautiful girl named Danielle. Her favorite movie was a movie called Clue, and she's actually going to be helping us out. So big thanks to Danielle. But she's actually going to be helping us out with that. And we're going to be launching our Instagram page on the 1st of May.
That's right.
Yes. And we may even be posting some of the stuff that you guys send in. And one of the challenges that we have going at the moment, Ryan, would you like to tell us what that challenge is?
I would if I knew what challenge you're talking about. What? Is it the one that I'm thinking about?
I think it's the one you're thinking about.
Introduce it and then I'll tell the rest.
The movie show movie poster challenge.
Yes, of course. So if you guys remember...
Whoa, Ryan. You just made it sound like we have 10 million challenges going on at once and you didn't know which one.
Yes.
It's the one and only.
I like doing that. Yes.
Okay.
It makes it sound bigger.
Right.
Then
yes.
Going global. Okay, so you can pick any movie poster and you get to recreate it. So perhaps you're someone like, what kind of movie poster is that? That's junk. You know what? I would do better than that. Well, guess what? This is your opportunity. And you can make your movie poster. You can pick anyone. You can do it however you want to. And then they can just post it, right?
Oh, yes, or
send it to us.
They must post it and please tag Active FM.
That's right.
Yes, please tag Active FM. You can also tag me and Ryan personally if you want. I'm Sashley Enston on Instagram. Ryan is Hoodie Lee.
Sure.
Hoodie Lee. Hoodie.
Don't look at my...
Lee. I think that's his Instagram name.
My stuff. So hang on. Let me just get Instagram open. Yeah, I hope our internet is good.
Wow. And then after the 1st of May, you can also tag the movie show. And, you know, Ryan was saying maybe you look at a movie poster and you're like, I can do way better than that. I want to give you one up. Maybe you like a romance movie and you're like, you know what? I feel like that dude should be my dude. And then you decide, I'm going to put my face on top of that chick's face.
That's weird. That's definitely weird.
Right. Or you just feel like you're all the Avengers put into one.
All the girls have just gone and they're like, this is my moment.
This is my opportunity.
I so like Brad Pitt when he was younger.
No, Brad Pitt when he's gotten older is good looking. Johnny Depp when he was younger was good looking. I'm just saying. Okay.
So weird.
So you can go post that, join in on the movie show challenge.
So my Instagram name is Hoodie Lee apparently.
I told you.
So Hoodie as in a hoodie, HOODIE space LEE. That's because my second name is Lee. Thanks, mother. Ryan Lee. So it's Hoodie Lee. That is my Instagram name. You will see a picture on there of me with my wife.
Yes.
Boom.
My second name is not Lee. That's quite funny that we both have Lee in our names. My full name is Sasha Lee, SASHALEE, and then Enston, ENSLIN. So you can tag us as well. And we also have an amazing website, www.activefm.co.za. And what else, right?
We can also go, all of us. We can go on YouTube. We have a YouTube. Who does not have a YouTube channel?
Right.
If you don't get one, nothing better to do. And they're free. So if you search Active TV, which is the channel that we are broadcasting on, and you can search under the playlist, there is a movie show, the movie show playlist.
Yes.
You will see all our shows there. We have got some freaking cool, fantastic stuff there that you want to go check out. Interesting facts. Go.
Yes.
Boom. Now, go. Wait, hang on. We need to say goodbye first. Don't go yet.
Wait. Before we say goodbye. So, Active FM also has a YouTube channel. So, if you want to go and listen to the shows on YouTube, you actually can. Just search Active FM, and all the shows are actually also posted onto YouTube, which is really, really cool. And then, if you are more of a podcaster,
if you're busy and stuff like that, then you can also, Apple Podcast, if you've got an Apple iPhone. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just search on your Apple iPhone, something you never thought that you had there.
No,
it's there.
The purple icon.
What's nice is that you subscribe to our show, and then it notifies you whenever a new show comes out. And in fact, it downloads it for you already. Oh no, your data. Well, okay, you can talk to a technical guy about that if you don't have enough data. But anyway, the point is that it downloads already for you. Why do I have to take the long way around everything? And then if you got an Android, there is Google's version of that. It's called Google Podcast. You can also set it automatically to download. You subscribe, it downloads it for you the minute it gets released, and then it notifies you. Then you click on it, bing, and then you listen to it. It's great. It's fantastic.
Ta-da!
Yes.
Yeah. So this has been the movie show
on Active FM.
He is Ryan.
That's right. I am Ryan.
You know what, Ryan? You suck.
And who might you be?
I might be. No, I'm not might be. I am Sash.
And I'm Mighty.
Mighty Thor.
Yes, Ryan.
Yeah.
Lord of the Thunder Sons.
And we are signing out. Peace.
Until next time. Cheers.
Live right here on Active FM, we bring to you the Active Worship Inception album.
The joy of the Lord is my strength. I rejoice at your word, unfading. I've been set free instantaneously. I find myself in the presence of the cross. Let my life be defined by your endless victory.
You can stream the album on Spotify and Apple iTunes. If you're interested in downloading the album, well, contact us for more info.